comes to manifestation, the truth is you're not creating reality. The truth is you're making what is invisible visible by becoming the vibrational alignment to your desired reality. Stop focusing on trying to manifest. Focusing on manifesting means that you're not aligned to what you are. You know you're aligned to what you are if you're good with it and you're good without it. And you can only be good with it and good without it if internally you shifted to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. Now, so bar, write all of that stuff down. Now, Andrew had to pattern his site. By the way, for my American people, when I say pattern in the UK, that's like get together. He had to pattern his site.
Woo! Dreamers, rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Hope everybody had a phenomenal start to the AM so far. We've got it in our journaling. We got it in the walk out in nature. We've got the day, the week, the rest of the month, end of year locked in, planned out, and the vision is clear. So I'm fired up. I'm excited to see everybody today. As you can see, today's topic is going to be the 7 motivations of leaders. And this is going to get deep. This is actually one I've been learning for years, and it still applies beautifully to this day. And I think there's never been a better time to go ahead and get this in, to go ahead and wrap up, coming into the end of Thanksgiving, the end of the month, and finishing off 2024 with a bang. So, as always, first and foremost, let me know what is everybody grateful for, and let's get this chat rocking and rolling with some frequency, some gratitude. Lovely, it's great to see you. You already know we've got miracles, blessings floating from all different angles. I love to see it. So here we go. The 7 motivations. It's a good one. Of leaders. Go ahead and send this out to the squad. Let everybody know. And let's get started. Here we go. Love it. Grateful to be alive, fam. Grateful for the team. Grateful for guys. So grateful again to have the access to get up, to grow, to take notes, to get knowledge, to get wisdom, to be able to go ahead and sharpen the sword. I never take it for granted. Love it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Y'all ready? The 7 motivations of leaders. And again, I don't care who you are. I don't care really what industry that we're looking at. When it comes to leading in any area of our life, this directly applies. Okay, so number 1, the first and foremost, Vision Solutions. Jojo in the building. I love it. All right, so hold on. Let me go ahead and get this thing pulled up so you guys can go ahead and rock with me. So who has a guess? What do you think one of the first motivations for any leader out there is? Do I have any guesses? Anybody want to go ahead and throw something out there? I love it. You ready? So first things first is going to be purpose. Okay. When you look at any leader, you're going to understand that anyone who's successful, who's winning at a very high level, they understand that purpose is always going to be one of the first keys when it comes to really getting deep and envisioning the life that we want to live. So I'll never forget this. Years ago, I learned something very key, and I want to actually pull this up to see if I can send this in the chat at the same time. Let me see if I can go ahead and give this to you guys. It's not going to load. I got you. I'll send it after. Okay, so think about it. Purpose, priorities, results, and this is literally how it works, okay? It's a 3-step system. We have our purpose, and our purpose, when we start identifying this, you'll start to notice that everything changes. You know, for myself, when I was getting out of college, I didn't really have purpose. I didn't really know what it is that I want to do until I really started to understand things at a completely different level, okay? So unfortunately, many people, they lack purpose. So guess what? They end up living a life that they're not exactly happy about. They're not exactly excited to wake up every morning. And I can tell you right now, purpose is not about money. It's not about being able to, do extravagant things. For me, what I realized, purpose is giving back, being of service, being able to lead by example, being able to show others what's possible. So at the end of the day, I can tell you guys, inside of Think and Grow Rich, there's a reason why they call it the DMP. And it's literally part of one of the first 2 chapters. He calls it the definite major purpose. And he says when the foundation is built, when the purpose is there, everything changes. The priorities change, the thoughts, the habits, the paradigm, the ideologies that we're thinking on a day-to-day basis, I'm telling you, they completely change when the purpose gets in line. So now let me give you my purpose. You're like, well, D, maybe some of you have never heard of mine. When I was getting out of college and I was 30K in debt and I had all of these things in life that were smacking me, I started to figure out what my purpose was. And here's how it happened, okay? Murphy's Law. Sister passed, 30K in debt, living out of my job, just broke my collarbone. And I'll never forget, I was scrolling through Facebook one night and I figured out that my sister passed from cancer. And you talk about having a broken mindset. You talk about one thing after the next, really having a lot of weight on my shoulders. And I was really thinking about it. My mind is shattered right now. But who's built a stronger mindset than a monk? Who's mastered the mind more than a monk? And you guys know the story. I went out and I read The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and I figured out there's two types of people. There's someone that chases the legacy, and there's also someone that chases the currency. Well, the currency is great, but how many people show up to the funeral? 10, 15, 20. That didn't really excite me. But when he talked about the legacy, that's something for what we do can impact our children's children. In fact, my mentor, Sean, he says, I'm going to touch 600 generations deep from the work that we're doing in this span of 80 to 100 years. Imagine that. He talks about real purpose is being able to plant seeds under trees that we don't plan to sit. Let that sink in. Jim Rohn also says that too. We are looking to plant seeds under trees that we don't plant. What does that mean? We are going to plant so much abundance for those that are coming after us that we're not even going to be able to sit in the shade of the trees, but they're still going to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor because of us getting aligned with our purpose. So this is huge. Okay, number 2 is going to be autonomy. The second motivation for really any leader is autonomy. Now, what does that mean? It's freedom. Autonomy is the freedom to be able to control how it is that we live our lives. You know, I was actually talking with my father last night. He's been super depressed, literally locked inside of his room for months because he got scammed. He got hacked 3/4 of his savings account. And I know for anybody, when you get depressed, when you get down and out, one of the biggest things that falls is the vision. Is waking up every day to be excited for something. And we were talking last night. I was like, I have to get him dreaming again. I got to get the passion coming out somewhere, right? So you know what I did? I said, if money wasn't a thing, what would you do every day? And I want to ask all of you the same question. If money was not a thing, how would you spend your day? And I'm actually curious to see your answers. Let me know. Would you guys go golfing? Would you travel? Would you go and pick a spot that you want to go next week? Would you go to the beach? Would you go four-wheeling? What would life look like if money wasn't an issue? What does that look like? Where would you move? What would you drive? This is really building the vision because it's possible. If you don't believe that God has all of this abundance and amazing things waiting for us, then how could there be 16-year-olds making 22 million on YouTube? How could there be 10-year-olds making millions of dollars doing tour reviews? How can there be 17-year-olds making tens and hundreds of thousands with crypto? So it's safe to say there's not a short of abundance. There's not a short of magical things that's possible for all of us. The only shortage is our shortage of thinking, our limited ideas. So autonomy is possible for every one of us, but I believe it takes building it first. What would that life look like? What would we like to do? And whatever your answer is, if you want to golf, if you would go to the beach, if you would go out and see some family, well, here's the best part. A lot of the times, we don't have to wait to get to that point to experience that bliss right now. You know, for me, I love to golf. I love to go out with my family, have conversations, see beautiful views, and just be peaceful. That's something that I like to do. With autonomy, I love to travel the world and hit different golf courses. That's me. So what is that thing for you? And I'm telling you, take some time to do it for Thanksgiving. Take some time to this weekend to pour into yourself. Maybe go buy that dream car in that dream neighborhood. Go to the beach. Go spend some time, whatever that is. Maybe go fishing, dancing, whatever fills up your cup. I can tell you right now, we don't have to wait till these amazing things happen. We can step into that right now because I've done a lot of different things grinding. My mentor always said, he's like, yo, you don't want to grind. Grinding is like a pen. If you grind a pen, it's going to be very dull. So we're not in the business of grinding. We're in the business of hustling, yes, but not grinding to where we don't have any fun, to where we don't take time to fill up ourselves. So this is huge. This is from my experience, okay? Number 3 is going to be relationships. Leaders want to do things with other people, right? Success is phenomenal, but nothing is fun doing things by yourself. I learned that. To travel, to do all these amazing different things. Yes, it's fun, but it's a whole different story going to different countries with the team, standing on stage with the leaders and the family, being able to go experience different foods, different beaches, different culture. You know, for a lot of us, we're going on a cruise. If you haven't booked your cruise yet, we are going on a cruise January 7th to the 10th. So if you guys have not locked that in yet, be sure to go ahead and get that secured because that is going to be huge, okay? Next is going to be progress. Every leader that we look at is looking for progress. And if you look back at any one of our lives, you can see that any big win, most of the time, it came from little wins. It came from the little progressions that added up to create the bigger picture. So remember this. When we're looking to master any skill, any area of our life, it's important to appreciate the little wins. If you go out and you create a video today that you've been waiting to do, go celebrate that little win. If you have somebody that's on your chicken list, if you've been waiting to throw an event and we go ahead and get that started, if you've been waiting to get your flyer to launch your business, don't be afraid to go out and realize that progress is key. The first one's always the worst one, but the more we do it, nothing gets easier. We just get better. There's no secret. There's no magic bullet. It's reps. It's putting in the time. It's asking questions. It's staying surrounded by the community, okay? I'm almost done. 5 is going to be mastery. Leaders want to excel at the work, and I believe one of the best ways to master anything is with knowledge. Because if you think about confidence, confidence comes from knowledge, and with confidence comes massive action. With massive action comes mastery. That's how we learn. We learn by getting out in the field. We learn by going in and making mistakes. So the only way that happens is by taking the steps, progressing, and learning along the way. Okay, I got a couple more for you. 6 and 7. 6 is going to be recognition. You know, they say with recognition, babies will cry for it and grown adults will die for it. So this is why all of the time, shout out your wins. If you have anything that's going on your day, throw it in the chat. We want to celebrate your success. I learned this years ago. When we celebrate other success, guess what it does to ours? It accelerates. What we celebrate, it accelerates. So any wins, I'm always shouting out. I'm always showing love because I know it will always come back 10x and people are looking for it. You know, how many do we know on social media that haven't gotten recognized in years? They've got no recognition and they might not say it, but everybody is looking for it, right? So number 7, last but not least, is going to be money. Money is kind of like oxygen. Without it, we can't breathe. Money determines where we go to school, what we drive, what type of foods that we eat. So at the end of the day, money is a very important topic. And I know for anybody that's on here, one of the best ways to really get streamlined focused is to go ahead and really create a vision. How much money do we want to create by the end of December? How much money do we want to have coming in the first 90 days, 6 months, by the end of 2025? You know, here's the thing about business. Business is very predictable, right? Business, McDonald's can actually predict within literally 100 cheeseburgers how many they're going to sell in a matter of a year's time because business is predictable. So realize that we can go ahead and we can design our life. We can go out and create what it is that we are looking to see strictly by creating it here first. So family, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm fired up. And this is the 7 motivations of any leader realistically that you see. There's going to be the motivation of purpose, autonomy, relationships, progress, mastery, getting recognized, and going out and making this thing happen. So I love you guys. Appreciate you. Anything you need, don't feel afraid to reach out. We've got a packed out schedule coming in for this week. Remember, fam, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Have a fantastic day. Dream Team, it's game time. Let's go.